I've been golfing for over 50 years. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Golf can be very humbling, but it's better than sex. Now, I'm not going to stand here and tell you that I'm the best golfer in the world, because I'm not. In fact, my golf scores and my bowling scores are very, very similar. In other words, you won't find me playing on the PGA Tour anytime soon. I began playing golf at about the age of 14. My brothers and I would go out to a par 3 golf course. We were hackers. We didn't know what we were doing. We never took any lessons. In fact, we probably spent more time looking for balls in the woods than we did on the actual golf course. Have you ever heard the expression, you get what you pay for? My brothers and I one time decided to go to Cabo San Lucas for a little mini vacation. On our agenda, of course, was to play golf. We noticed when we got down there that the oceanfront golf courses were charging $350 a round. So we looked for a different option. Now be honest, how many people here have ever attended a timeshare presentation for the sole purpose of getting the gift? I didn't think I was the only one. Well, that's exactly what we did. We spent 2.5 hours listening to a timeshare presentation for a round of golf at their golf course. You get what you pay for. We got on the 16th hole. We're putting. All of a sudden, the irrigation system goes off. The sprinklers go off. We all get soaking wet. That's not the bad part. The bad part, it was sewer water. Golf can be very, very humbling, but it's better than sex. Later in life, I had an opportunity to golf in Thailand. When I got to the golf course, they told me that I had to have a caddy. So I hired this caddy. She was about 5 foot tall, 95 pounds probably. She drove the cart. I sat in the cart. Her English was very limited. For example, she would say, palm right, hit the ball to the right of the palm tree. I'll never forget on hole number 8, I believe it was, and I asked her after I'd finished, I said, what did I get on that one, a 6? She said 10. What are the chances that I get, what are the chances that I get a math major instead of an English major? In 1999, I was married and the proud father of a 6-month-old baby boy, Christopher. I still had not ever taken a golf lesson. So we decided to go to Van Nuys Golf Course and take my first lesson. Our golf instructor was Bob, an old crotchety, cigarette-smoking New Yorker. Matter of fact, he reminded me a lot of Burgess Meredith. You remember Burgess Meredith from Rocky? When I was taking my lesson, he said, you gotta stop, you're chicken winging it. You gotta stop chicken winging it. I guess I had to stop chicken winging it. After my lesson was over, I asked my wife if she wanted to take a lesson, and she said, sure. So she was taking her lesson. Now, mind you, she'd been golfing for 5 years. I've been golfing for 30 years. In the middle of her lesson, I asked Bob, I said, Bob, I said, it seems obvious that she has to work on different things than I do, isn't it? And Bob looks at me and says, it's obvious that she's been golfing a lot longer than you. Golfing can be very humbling, but it's better than sex. In 2003, my wife and I joined Wood Ranch Golf Club. It's a fairly prestigious golf club. I had never golfed on a private golf club. I will never forget my very first time. It was a Sunday morning, beautiful morning, clear as a bell, 70 degrees out. You could hear the birds chirping. As I addressed my ball, I heard on the loudspeaker, would the gentleman on the ladies' tee please back up and play from the men's tee? I didn't pay any attention. I knew he wasn't talking to me. So I continued to address my ball. Again over the loudspeaker, please, would the gentleman on the ladies' tee please back up and play on the men's tee? Well, it must have been someone on hole number 10, because it sure as heck wasn't me. One last time, as I addressed my ball, would the gentleman in the red golf shirt, the black hat, on hole number 1, please back up and play from the men's tee. You're on the ladies' tee. And I yelled up and I said, would the big mouth on the loudspeaker please shut up and let me hit my second shot? Golf can be very humbling, but it's better than sex. Why is it better than sex, you ask? Well, for starters, let's take a look at the three stages of a man's sex life. First of all, when a guy starts out at the age of 20, it's like tri-weekly, right? 3 times a week. However, 20 years later, it turns into tri-weekly. Unfortunately, after that, another 20 years goes by and it's tri-weekly. Now, some other reasons that golf is better than sex. First of all, you don't have to cuddle with your partner when you're finished. And a quick round is preferable to a slow round. If your equipment gets old and rusty, you can trade it in for new equipment. And in golf, your partner doesn't hire a lawyer if you play with someone else. In fact, if you're having a foursome, it's not only accepted, it's encouraged. And if you're having trouble with golf, it's perfectly acceptable to pay a professional to show you how to improve your technique. And your golf partner will never say, "What? We just golfed last week. Is that all you ever think about?" And last but not least, nobody will ever tell you that you will go blind if you golf by yourself. Golf can be very humbling, but it's better than sex. Madam Toastmaster,